Hi, my name is Nelson Bisomba. This is Shabita Uganda e-learning. In today's video, shall be able to explain the formula of the surface area, that is a cone. It is a continuation on our subtopic of geometry that included the shapes. We looked at the triangles, the rectangle, square, circle itself, the three dimensions where we included the what? A cone. So we shall be able to see how do we find the surface area, or how do we find the volume of a cone. But before we do that, we should be able to understand the cone itself, where a cone is a geometric shape with a flat surface on one side that taps to a point on the other side. That is 90 degrees from the center. 90 degrees from the center. This is what they are trying to mean. So this cone has the following. It has what we call the slanting area. It also has what we call the height. It also has what we call the radius. So basically, when you look at a cone, in it you can be able to derive uh, very many shapes in it. So finding the surface area of this cone, we also have to be knowing uh, about these shapes that are formed in it for us to find the whole area or the whole volume. Okay, so we shall be able to understand and take note of the radius, which is the distance from the center to the what? The distance from the center to the edge of the circle at the end. I should also be able to understand its height, which is the distance from the center to the circle to the top of the what of the cone. Then we should also be able to understand the slant, which is the length of the edge of the circle to the top of the cone. When they talk about the slant, that is, you can call it a slope. Then also the pi, which is a special number used with circles. Last time when we were looking at circles, we talked about what we call pi as a number that is used in as a mathematical symbol, which is used and which represents 3.14. Okay, so let's look at how we can explain more of this. Today's video, we are purposing we are to understand the formulas that they do use, that before you attempt any question about the cone, you should be knowing the formula and how it came about for you to answer, or for it to become easy for you. Okay, let's have a drawing of the cone here, and we see how we can how we shall derive these formulas, where we've been given that the surface area of a cone is equal to pi rs plus pi r squared. How did this come about? Okay, that's what we are going to look at. Then the volume as 1 out of 3 pi r squared height. Okay, so how did this come about? Shall be able to see how did they come up with pi r squared, I mean pi rs plus pi r squared. Okay, let's have a drawing of our cone here. Let us have a drawing of our cone here. Let me change this. Okay, going to change our color here. I like to use that color. Let's use this. We are going to draw our cone here. That is going to be our cone. Our cone is having this in it. This is our cone. Okay, so this is the slanting area, which was named S. This is the height. Okay, this is going to be our height. This is going to be our what? Our height. And this is going to be our center. So we are also going to name this as our R, which is the radius. Okay, this is going to be our R, which is going to be the radius. This is going to be H, which is the height. And this is going to be our base, okay? The base. So we looked at bases when we are solving the area of a triangle. So when you look at this, it forms a right triangle in it. It forms what we call a right triangle here in it. We are going to split this and see the different shapes that is making this cone of ours, okay? So this is the height, and this is the slope, and this is the radius, okay? So when we are looking at this, we have to understand how do we find the H, how do we find the S, how do we find the R. For us to find this triangle, or for you to find the surface area of this cone, I should also be knowing the slanting, the size of the slanting area. So here we use what we call the Pythagorean theorem, which is h squared plus r squared plus r squared, okay, plus k is equal to our c squared. It's going to be our c squared. Okay, let me write this very well. Let me write this very well. First change the color. Okay. Let me first remove this. Okay, let me first remove this for you to see very well. Okay, that is done. We are saying for us to find the slope or the height and the radius, we use a formula which is a squared plus our b squared is equal to our c squared. C squared. Now in substituting here, our a is going to be our h squared, then plus our b, which is going to be our r squared, then it will be equal to our slant, which is s squared. So for us to get our slanting, we shall be able to say that our slanting will be equal to the square root of h squared plus our r squared. That's how we can get our slant or the slope using this formula. So here we have been able to get what? To get one part which is part of our slanting, which is part of our cone, So we are also going to form another shape, which is a circle in it. Okay, this is our center from the circle and our radius. So when you see this circle, it drives us to a formula of our circle, where we said that for us to get the area of a circle, we say pi r squared. Our area is equal to pi r what? Pi r squared. Pi r squared. This is the formula for us to find the what? To find our circle. And also, if you can see very well in this cone, we also have another shape, which is like this. Another shape which is like this. Okay, hope everyone can see this. This is a shape which is formed within our cone. We also have to take this so serious because it is part of what forms the cone. So this is like a sector. We say the sector, this is part of a circle. So that means for us to find the surface area, or for us to find yes, the surface area of this cone, we shall include these two parts, the circle itself and the sector of this circle. So how do we find the sector of this, I mean the area of this part of the circle? Now you can see that from here up to here, this forms what we call the circumference. Okay, this is the circumference that it forms. You can call this as our C, which is the circumference. So now when it forms this circumference, we shall be able to this shall be named as our slanting, which is this one. So for us to find the area of this sector, which is part of the circle, we shall be able to use this way. You can understand it in this way. Assuming this is our sector, and we want to find the circumference of this sector, okay, we shall be able to use this method. Okay, when I do divide this sector of ours into 2 times or into several times, this is our sector. Okay, this is our sector. This is our sector. Okay, in this sector I'm going to divide it into 2. Then I'm also going to divide this. I'm also going to divide this into 2 into sections. Okay. So how many sections are these? I have 1, 2, 3, 4. And now these are the sections we have formed within our what? Within our sector. Okay, so if I bring this sector here, I'm going to pick one by one. Okay, I'm going to pick one by one, which is this. I'm going to pick one by one, which is this. And I pick this one, the second one. This is the first one, the second one, the third one, and the fourth one. Okay, and I interchange this to be like this. Okay, this is the first one, this is the second one, and I bring the third one, okay, which is like this. Okay, it's going to be the third one. Okay, and I bring the fourth one, which is like this. Okay, this is the what? this is the fourth one. Okay, so you can see that we have formed this. We have formed this. We have been able to form. We have been able to form this figure of ours. Now, for us to find the area of this, if we used this as our pi, okay, our pi, that means for this that we have separated, this is going to be this sector that we have separated. This is going to be our first pi, and this is also going to be another pi. Okay, so this simply means that for us to find the area of this sector, we shall be able to say that the area of our sector is going to be 2 pi. To what? 2 pi. So here we have been able to split it and get our 2 pi. Then from this we have been able to see our area of a circle. So when we are solving the area of a cone, we have seen that we have the circle itself here, which is given by our formula pi r squared. Then our cone, which is having a slant or a slope, which is s. That means our slope is going to be this. This is our what? This is our slope. Okay. So this is going to be 2 pi l. Okay. So in naming this, we shall be able to get our formula as area of our surface. The surface area, the formula of our surface area will be equal to the area of the circle, which is this one. The area of the circle, which is this one, pi r squared. And then plus the area of our sector, the one we have got, the area of our sector, which is pi r s. It's going to be pi r what? Pi r s. So this derives us to a formula of our surface area being equal to pi rs, then plus the pi r squared. Alright, so in that way we can now be able to use the method and find the area of the surface area. Similarly to that, the volume now, we know that we have what we call the height in our cone, and we know the pi r squared, which is the circle. Okay, and the height in it, which is here. Then we can now be able to put in the values when we are given. We can now be able to put in the values and substitute in after we have understood how this formula came about. Okay, so in this we shall be able to now to deal with more examples and see how we can solve questions that are related to our cone. So for this, I do say thank you very much for watching this. In our next video, we shall be solving questions that are related to our cone, finding the area and finding the volume of our cone. Okay, so thank you very much for watching this video tutorial. Please be able to subscribe and like our video. Okay, have a nice moment.